What's going on, everyone? Is it Tuesday morning?
Yeah, what's going on here? Yeah, 3 hours later.
Yeah, no kidding. Long time no see.
Exactly, right?
Just a few hours ago. You got
Yes.
3 hours of sleep. I got a little bit of sleep. Hey, I want you to let you know we're tracking these storms. I do want to say something, though, first. My dad had a little episode last night. He fell out of bed and injured himself and actually broke some bones. And so it's not good. Please pray for him if you can. We need all the prayers we can get. He's in the ICU in Wisconsin. And man, I wonder if I'm going to have to make a trip to see him, ASAP. So just pray for my dad. His name is Jerry Scoff. We're praying for you, Dad. I know he's on some medication and he's asleep right now. But all right, let's talk about these storms that are rolling in because on Mega Doppler, a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. There were tornado warnings earlier. Now those storms have weakened a little bit. Josh, you were watching them. Just kind of take us through what you saw this morning.
Yeah, well, this morning we saw a lot of those boundary riders going on along the warm front, right? Right along those tornado warnings, we had those line normal storms. We had a little bit of 0.3 kilometer cape, little 0.3 kilometer instability, the things that we talk about all the time for QLCS tornado potential west of our area. So really, the way this line has evolved so far, Dan, has been exactly how we forecasted.
Yeah.
We expected those storms to take off in portions of central and east central Oklahoma during the overnight hours. They did exactly that. They produced some tornado warnings, even some confirmed tornadoes in some cases. And then right as they moved in our area, with the lack of 0.3 kilometer instability, we haven't seen these storms take off. In fact, they're starting to weaken quite a bit. This shows that doesn't matter how much wind shear you got in place. If you don't have any of that instability, it doesn't matter. And thankfully, we're not seeing that.
And that was the ingredient that was always missing.
Yes.
And we knew that was going to be missing. However, there's so much dynamics with this system.
Yep.
We'll show you some cameras. I know you want to see the shelf cloud that's moving in. We'll do that here in just a second. But first of all, let's take you through this storm, show you where it's headed, give you a storm track, then we'll look at some cameras. So on Mega Doppler, we're going to start off with the northern end of the line. First of all, you'll see Benton County. Very little severe weather activity. In fact, that is just some moderate to heavy rain.
Yep.
You look at the circulations along that line, and there just really isn't anything that shows up that's anything of significance. So
a lot of cold pool.
Yeah.
And then in that northern part of the line, we saw that all morning long too. That northern area near Tulsa didn't even have any severe thunderstorm warnings along it. It was all because of that cold pool dominant aspect to it. But as you're mentioning, Dan, you get a little bit farther down the line and things get a little bit more significant because it's more line normal in these areas.
It's more line normal. There's also more instability, and that was mostly shear dominant up at the top. So you got shear dominant, but this is where it's more balanced. But you can see how that's even falling apart now too, as well. There's just not a lot of the descending rear inflow jet, the RIJ. You're not seeing that. You're not seeing low-level instability to cause the spin, as you know, as if you watch that QLCS graphic. And you work your way south, you can see the line is weakening. So, we had a question, isn't the line falling apart? That's what Brendan said.
Yep.
And it is. There's no doubt it is starting to weaken. But it's just like spinning a top. You can't have the top immediately stop spinning. There'll be some momentum that continues. So think of a train that's coming. It's got a lot of steam. You try to stop that train, it's going to take a little while for it to stop on the tracks. It's not just going to go and stop. That's exactly what this line is doing. So while it is weakening, it still is going to have some momentum as it comes through. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show on Max 1. We're going to do a track on this.
Yes.
And so I know you already got the storm motion set. New severe thunderstorm warning.
Yep.
And you're seeing it right there. It's popping up on the screen. We'll bring you up the information as it's flashing. So severe thunderstorm warning until 9:15 just issued. This is for Logan, Polk, and Scott County. So the Waldron area going to be experiencing this storm a little bit.
Yep.
Wish we had that Waldron camera up and running, but something's wrong with the connection. But anyways, let's do a track on this line. So we're going to take those warnings off the screen. And let's do a track on it. And we got it moving east at about 45. Let me make sure that that's the right motion. It might be a little slower
now. It's east at 50 according to the warning now.
Okay.
So it may have maybe sped up just
Maybe
a little
sped
bit
up.
on that southern end of the line.
That's a sign that it's starting to gust out a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll draw kind of right down the line here, and then we'll take it east over the next hour. So these are the areas that are going to be impacted. Fort Smith, 8:29. So that's coming in just about 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. Alma, 8:42. Springdale at about 9 o'clock. So what was that timing? We said between 6 to 8, knocking on the corridor of western sections of our weather coverage area, and now between about 8 to 10 over the I-49 corridor. And that's exactly what we've got going on now. So that's the line there. As that tracks south or tracks east, we'll work our way south on the line. And so this is the area that we're going to be watching here. And you'll notice here, Mena, 8:35, Greenwood, 8:40, Waldron at 8:49, Charleston at about 8:55, and Boonville, 9:02. So that's the area that's affecting LaFleur County, Sebastian County, Scott County, and Logan County. Logan County not quite included except for extreme southwestern Logan County. So that's kind of that. And yeah, the line is definitely weakening, but let's see if we've got a shelf cloud that's out there.
Yeah, I've been looking at the cameras.
I'm going to take a look at, and don't forget, we can bring them up here too. So we got the Lincoln Weatherbug Network camera. One thing you'll notice is, man, those winds are cranking up. You can see how fast those clouds are moving in the low levels, but not a lot of structure with it. So, but that's not the shelf cloud yet. So you would be able to see it kind of off in the distance. Bet you the shelf cloud's going to kind of look a little ragged as it comes into northwest Arkansas.
Especially for northwest Arkansas, because there's a lot of cloud, debris, and rain out ahead of the line right now, which is just killing any severe weather potential along north of the Bobby Hopper Tunnel. That just looks like a mess.
No structure there anymore. Yeah. It's just basically a rainy day.
It's rain.
Yeah. Well, what is that? It's just rain. Dave, Coach Van Horn.
Yeah, exactly. What are we doing? We had to play in it.
It's just rain.
It's just rain.
All right. I'm sitting in Springdale Highland Oncology parking lot. Okay. So let's go to let's take a detailed look at Mega Doppler here. And we'll go back to just the reflectivity, and we'll show you the areas that are starting to get hit. So Benton County, that is just rain. That's all that is. So we go to Bella Vista, and there it is, just rain.
Intense.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
This might have a little more of a shelf cloud, and that shelf cloud is about, I would say, 10 miles away from Siloam. So we put it into motion. You can see how I had a considerable severe thunderstorm warning tag earlier, and now that tag has dropped off. So just got your tweet there, or your post. I guess you can't call them tweets anymore.
Yeah, can't call them that.
No.
Yeah.
And actually, look, they dropped the northern part of the line, the severe thunderstorm warning. So it's really just the south part now.
It makes sense. There's no instability in far northwestern Arkansas. Not even mixed level. Okay.
That makes a difference, man.
It does.
That makes a difference. So yeah, we'll have some thunderstorms. We'll have some rumbles of thunder. North Harrison expected to be chill. I would say so. Yeah. Now there is a severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect until 11 o'clock. Let me bring that up and show you that, we are expecting severe thunderstorm watches to be issued. So here's where it pops up on the screen. And let me take that wind advisory out. There you go. Severe thunderstorm watch until 11 o'clock. We'll bring that up full screen here so you can see. And we've got severe thunderstorm warnings. Savannah, if you're wondering, I think you're good.
I think you're good.
Yep.
Thank you.
We've got 4 and 2 minutes tomorrow.
I'll need that with the snow.
Yeah. Exactly. That's another thing we've got wraparound that's happening.
It's
so
crazy.
Do I need to have a ride in the morning?
Well, the issue's not, there could be some accumulation on the roadways if the snowfall rates are heavy enough. My thing is you should probably come in early because the snow's going to be moving through, I think, between 1 to 6 a.m. And that's right as people are heading into work and stuff like that. We could have near whiteout conditions.
Yeah.
Wednesday morning. I mean, blizzard-like conditions over our area. So I'm going to let the production team know as well.
Thankfully, temperatures are going to be right around freezing.
Yeah.
So the only way it'll accumulate is if the rates are fast enough. Once that slows down, it'll immediately start.
Depends
melting.
on that. Yeah, exactly.
But if it comes down really heavy, then
So I need to get in at like 12 instead of 12:30.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm
And
going to
you'll
cut my
probably
roads
still
about,
be
too.
encountering a little bit of snow. You'll
Mhm.
see probably snow falling down at midnight, but it's not going to get slippery that
Mhm.
fast. So
Right.
yeah. Now south part of the line, look at this. We got
Yes.
tornado.
Have a good one, Savannah.
So we got tornado warnings by the Texarkana area. Well, and
Yeah.
guess what? That's where the low level instability is. So that makes 100% sense. 9:15, you've got there's a severe thunderstorm warning for Logan County, Polk County, Scott County. Work our way northward, and that shows you the intensity of this storm. Even with no surface-based instability, we still have severe thunderstorm warnings up and down the line, except for Benton County. Benton County, I think you'll be able to go to work, take it easy on the roads, but I think you're going to be good. I know
I
you
think so, too.
think we're
Yeah.
going to be good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to keep an eye on I-Drive Arkansas, too,
Yeah.
while we're at it, just to make sure we don't have any accidents or stuff
No
like that.
shelf cloud approaching Siloam yet. There's Arkansas Children's. That's pointed west. Boy, they got a lot of construction done
Oh,
on that.
for sure.
Is that blocking our view of Arvis now?
That's a good
Not
question.
entirely.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out.
And Rogers, there's a look off to the west from Rogers. So Benton and Washington County don't have to worry about tornadoes. I don't think so, Amanda, because we just don't have the ingredients. So
Mhm.
let me show you back. And we'll go back to here. Gusty winds possible. I don't see any circulations along that line. I see some strong winds.
Yep.
And you can see maybe a little bit that's showing up right there just to the southwest of Siloam. But, those are those little areas that we're watching closely. So got about 1,000 people watching on this stream, but just to the northwest of Westville. And if you look, there is a little bit of rotation there, but we'll watch it closely. So if we go back in time, you're going to see that is just what we call a shear boundary. Basically, a shear boundary is where you have the winds that are changing directions along the line, but we're not seeing that rising motion, which is obviously you need that for the tornadoes.
Absolutely.
But it is something to watch.
And the way you get that is with 0 to 3 kilometer cape.
And
allows that stretching to happen.
You could get that with the strong surface, with the strong winds in the lowest levels of the atmosphere. Look at that, all the way up and down the line. That is your shear boundary. Now, one thing we do need to watch is it is balanced.
Yep.
So the entire area is balanced. And if we were to have that 0 to 3 kilometer cape, it would get pretty interesting.
This would be a pretty rough day.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be QLCS Central.
So Madison County, I don't think has to worry about tornadoes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nope.
I mean, look at all that rain out ahead of it too now. All those showers that are developing out ahead of that line.
No, I did go home for a little bit. Went home and slept. That's another thing. Diana, the winds are going to be crazy strong today, later on today and tonight, especially. Yeah. All right, got some lightning and thunder in Centerton.
Hey,
that makes sense.
There's the lightning strike right there.
Because, and that is ahead of the line. That's probably an amble crawler, honestly.
Yep, I would agree.
Yep. City trash get blown away. If it's trash day, where's my garbage can?
Down the street.
Yeah, it's going to be down the street on this one.
Yeah.
Got some really intense winds. Thunder in Fayetteville now. So we're starting to get those rumbles of thunder.
There it is right there.
Yep.
I like these reports that correlate right with the radar. I mean, it's fantastic.
I know, exactly. And we got some Spanish on here, too.
Love it.
Wish you could translate.
Yeah, I know. StreamYard, add that feature.
Just heard our first thunder.
Look at all these reports.
I'm in Westville. I'm scared. You're okay.
Don't be scared.
You're okay, Anna. Let me show you what we've got in Westville. So the line is approaching you. And if you look at the rotation, there's really nothing. It's a sheer boundary. So there will be a wind direction change that takes place. What we mean by that is rain that's moving towards the radar is red. Rain that's moving away from the radar is green. But we're not looking at really intense bright reds and bright greens right next to each other. Right. So you'll experience a wind shift as the winds are coming from the east and then going to the west. But that's going to be right along the leading edge of the line.
Yep. No tornado potential.
Nope. Very, very low. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's draw another storm track. And here's what we'll do. We'll draw it right along that line. We'll do a zoomed in view. Whoa, that was not good. I just did a bad draw.
Just reset that.
Yeah, that was an early morning jitters right there. All right, so we'll move
Oh,
it.
by the way, look at this. Look what I got pulled up here on Mega Doppler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, our top 5 cells.
All right.
We'll show that
so we
after
can
this.
show that.
Uh-huh.
Siloam 832. So you got about 10 minutes before this shelf cloud moves in. We'll see if it even has a shelf cloud. I don't think it's going to be very impressive on the. You'll see the structure. You'll definitely see the darkening, but there's a look at that timing. 844 Prairie Grove, Farmington 849, Fayetteville 855, and Springdale 858. So just about 9 o'clock, right on the I-49 corridor. Man, that timing was spot on.
I mean, it was perfect. Right on the money.
That was beautiful. And then we work our way south. Take these warnings off of here. Let me draw that along the River Valley part of the line. Much better storm track.
A little more intense in the River Valley with those storms.
And that's because it's a little warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no shelf cloud in Bentonville. No, sorry,
see it.
Edward. Don't see it. Mountainburg 849.
And that might be moving through right now. See how it's ragged? Right there on the Fayetteville Massaquoi camera.
Yeah,
That might be it.
Bring that. I'll show you.
Yeah.
Hold on. Make that full screen on Weather 3, and then I can go over there. Oh yeah, you could have done it with the 9 panel too. Yeah. No, that's not going to be a shelf cloud. That's just some leading edge rain. But there's the track on that Mountainburg 849, Charleston. So there's really no reason to zoom way in on this line. All right. So this is a Mega Doppler, and we got our storm tracks on there. So one of them, that skits a little bad. That's going straight north.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's all over the
We'll
place.
remove that.
Yep. Bye.
Yep.
See ya.
No, I don't think so.
This is not going to be the best.
Do we have a
structure.
CC drop?
Where?
Let's see. Someone's saying by Roland. Let's look. Nah. Let's see here. No.
That's
See, one thing you'll notice is it's not moving. So it looks like a CC drop, but it's not even associated with the. Yeah.
Yeah.
There must be something there, like a wind farm or something. Let's see.
There.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the wind farm.
Not all the money. So that's getting picked up by the beam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the beam is the density change is causing it to bend into the ground, and then that's why you see that. And then you look at the correlation coefficient, and it disappears.
Yep.
Because the radar is measuring, it's probably tossing those raindrops around, honestly, in different directions.
Yep.
And look, you can see the CC drop over the lakes too.
And they don't move.
That's
how
yeah,
you know
when they
that's
don't
something.
move, those are mountaintops. Those aren't lakes. I'm sorry. They looked like it though. when you look at that, it looks like a lake.
Lake
like,
magazine.
No. Yeah, Lake Lake Ouachitas.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Though there is a Lake Ouachita around the Hot Springs area.
All right.
Yeah.
So now that line is really starting to fall apart. And I don't think there's going to be, if there's a severe thunderstorm warning for Washington County, it would be for southwestern Washington County, but I don't even see that happening. So this storm system is definitely weakening. Strong enough where we wanted to be live because a lot of people are going to be impacted this morning.
Yep.
But weak enough where we won't be doing wall-to-wall television coverage.
Absolutely.
There's
not.
no way.
Yeah, absolutely not.
And tornado warnings tonight. Now, here's the thing, Diana. We got to watch these low tide. I know, you're chomping at the bit. What time are you leaving? What time are you leaving, by the way?
As soon as I'm done here.
Okay.
I am getting up there as quickly as possible.
I'll see you later, sir.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
All right.
but
So Levi, let's look here. Possible rotation near Roland. Yeah, nope.
no, I don't see it.
Little, tiny little bit right there along the leading edge.
But remember, it's getting close to the radar too.
Yeah.
And that could be impacting it. I don't see it.
There's a little bit there, but remember, you're starting to get so close to the radar. We actually got to go up in a tilt here, and that's going to be a little farther west because that's a sails that you have for the lowest levels. That shows you why it's moved east a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so we're starting to get heavier rain. Well, we knew the rain was going to be an issue. We should look at some iDrive cameras.
We should. Yep, let me get that pulled up.
The drop is not from tornado potential, Caleb. I think we showed that
We
earlier,
did show that.
but that was a new comment just now. We come back here, and I'll show you. I think we heard just a rumble of thunder right there.
I think so too.
So Fort Smith, we got Roland right here. Now this one's a little bit different. This is a CC drop actually. Then see how it's moving? So that is interesting. And let's go to the storm motion here. There could be some attenuation with the beam too. What's going on there? You know what? I think that might be, let's see. Whoa. Now, there is a descending reflectivity core. There is a nudge on that. Let's go up in tilts. Oh, gosh, I don't have it on Megadoc. You kidding me?
Didn't even notice.
Here we go. So we're looking right here. There's a couple of CC drops. So look at that. That is interesting right there. PTDS, though, it's not deep enough. So that might be birds that are flying the coop, man.
That, you know, because I see that every morning around that area too.
Okay.
It's that same spot where I always see those birds.
All right. So here's what we've got here. We're talking about the reason we're looking at this. I don't think it's tornado.
I don't think so.
And I'll tell you why. You would see the low-level circulation really, really good if it was.
It'd be very prominent.
Yep. So this is interesting because if you look, of course, they're just going to see a CC drop and it's moving, but sometimes these CC drops are biological too. So if we look, we can actually look at the HCA and there you got it right there, biological. So those are birds that are saying, you know what, I'm getting the heck out of here with this storm. Or maybe
could also be bats. There is a bat cave around there too.
Okay, well there you go. I think that's what that was. And so those bats are like, hey, let's go storm chase.
Hey, they want to go chase those cold cores, man.
But look, there's no circulation that's strong enough to prompt tornado potential. And so I think that is definitely bats. And then look at how it's dispersing too.
Yeah.
That just doesn't look like a tornado drop. So, no, I don't think so.
I agree.
Not
pretty cool to look at, though.
And then look, the PTDS doesn't do it. And here's why. It's not deep enough. So if we look at the reflectivity, it is impressive. There's no doubt about that. There is a reflectivity drop, but I think the reason that is there is the radar is getting shaded because of all of the biological matter. So remember, if that radar beam is being sent out from the radar and it hits all this biological matter like bats, all those radar returns are going to be bouncing everywhere.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a drop in reflectivity.
Because it's different than the things that are the particles.
There you go, right there. Amanda says, I live very close to that in Roland, not even showing strong
Good
wind
report.
here.
Yep. Jeremy, no tornado in Roland.
Beautiful.
So, yeah,
beautiful. There you go.
Dang bats.
That's why it's important to know how to read the radar. Not every CC drop is a tornado. Sometimes it can be bugs that are ahead of a gust front. But this is interesting because it's on the backside of the storm.
That is really cool, though.
Well, let's look. Let's see what we've got. Some cameras here.
Yeah.
Let's see if we got a shelf cloud.
Mhm.
Thank you for telling me about that though in the Roland area. Dang bats.
Dang bats.
This is bat country. Remember that? What is that? Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You ever seen that movie?
Haven't seen it. Add another one.
It's all right. It's all right. That is one I don't fully recommend.
So it's not as good as
No.
Trains, Planes.
But it is kind of funny. He's driving. He's like, "This is bat country." And you see him kind of swatting at bats and stuff like that. All right, going back to this. Look, the line's weakening in Northwest Arkansas. But man, that's an interesting case. Oh, hey,
Fun. Yeah.
Fort Smith. We've got a good view. I'll bring it up
Oh,
here.
there we go.
Hold on, I got it. So there's that shelf cloud coming in.
Doesn't look great.
Notice that there's not a lot of rotation with that. It
Yeah.
looks ominous, no doubt. But if you look, the motion of those clouds is moving from west to east.
Mhm. I wonder if we'll see that wind change though. On this
Oh,
camera
you
in
will.
just a few moments.
Oh, you
Yeah.
will. In a hurry.
Yep.
If you're just tuning in, my dad is in the ICU. Oh, wow, look at those clouds. Those clouds are moving. So there's going to be some strong gusty winds. Remember, there is a severe thunderstorm warning, so we're not downplaying this storm
Yeah.
in
60
terms
mile
of
per hour winds.
severity. And you'll get to see that. That does look a lot like rotation, however, but it's not. And here's why. If you look, you'll see all the cloud fragments moving from this way. So I got to do it backwards in the camera. They're all moving from south to north. So that's the low level shear. You don't see any other cloud fragments that are moving this way from right to left.
It's like a green screen.
I know,
I was gonna say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's the opposite.
you get the idea.
Yep.
I don't think so. No. If it does, it would be southwestern Washington County, and that's it.
Excuse me.
So let's look at some other cameras here. Hold on just a sec.
Yeah.
Here's a
9-panel view.
here's a 9-panel here as this pops up real fast. There you go. 9-panel of different storms, and look at how the river valley's just gone with that. That's it.
Already moved out. Just like that. It's crazy.
Man.
That system is booking it though. My
All right.
goodness. That low level.
Back to Mega Doppler. Let's see if our CC drop is gone. Bats are gone.
Bye-bye.
You little stinkers.
Yeah. They don't like it. Bats don't like the rain.
That was interesting. And look, there's more here too. Up here in Stony Point. That's another thing because you can see it moving. If the CC drop doesn't move, then you know it's not debris because the tornado moves, debris is going to move.
Right.
But this is not, and you can see that blue showing up. This is not a CC drop.
Yep. It's not deep enough.
And PTDS didn't pick it up either. So beautiful, great product.
Yes.
All right, severe thunderstorm warning. This is going until another 38 minutes. So severe thunderstorm warning. We'll make sure that there's no warnings that are popping up for Northwest Arkansas.
Jeremy said there's one up in NWA, but I don't see that.
What, a CC drop?
CC drop? Is that what you're talking
Or
about?
bats? I wouldn't doubt that. I don't know. I mean, the Mardi Gras parade, I don't know when they're doing that.
I know that down in New Orleans they have some adjustments.
Oh,
that
they've adjusted that.
They've
Yeah.
adjusted that, but I thought we already had Mardi Gras up in Fayetteville, the parade. That
Yeah,
was
they
like-
did.
Yeah, this
it was
past
over the weekend. It was Saturday, I think.
Yes, I was at Baum Walker.
Imagine that.
Shocker.
As sure as the sky is blue on a sunny day,
Yeah,
Josh will be at the baseball game.
But I will not be there today.
Section 101.
Yes, I will not be there today though, because it's cold core time.
Oh,
okay.
I gotcha. Special weather statement. Yes.
Probably 40, 50 mile per hour winds.
Yeah. Special weather statement is something that tells you a storm is close to severe, but not quite there.
Yeah.
Westville update. Good idea. Let's do it.
All right.
Oh, the line's coming into Siloam. But let's look here. I'll bring that up. Westville, the line's already come through. So that's it. Let me know how strong the winds were.
You're going to see it over Fulbright too in just a minute.
Okay.
I can see it coming into view in Fulbright.
Okay. There's the shelf cloud. I'd give that a 3 out of 10. That's a failing grade.
That's a failing grade. That's a big time fail.
That's a fail on the shelf cloud.
Honestly, I'm surprised you even give it that high. I go like 2.5.
Oh, really?
That's on a curve.
It's got a little bit of it's got a little bit of contrast.
Yeah.
Lincoln, nothing but boy.
Look at how
clouds.
fast
those clouds
they're
are moving. Siloam. Yeah,
There
look
it
at
is
that.
right there.
Now, look at that. How fast those clouds are moving.
Yep.
So far, the models have been spot on. You got it.
It's been perfect. Congratulations.
And this is another good observation: the stratiform rain.
That's exactly what it looks like.
What did I tell everyone about it yesterday? Models are terrible with stratiform rain. They're awful with it. I don't know why.
Yep.
Wow, look at those winds. Pretty intense winds.
Is it just
Those
the
are
process
horizontal rain
behind it?
curtains.
It's got to be like the process behind it, like when the pressure differences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't pick up on that. The equations don't do that.
There's Siloam right there showing it.
Uh-oh. Oh,
No.
Oh, no. Deanna asking about the A&M game. She says if I'm going to sell the tickets for that game.
Is that tonight?
No,
Today?
no, but
No?
one of the A&M games. Deanna, I don't know.
What is this?
A&M
Why is this?
Well-
What's going on?
Well,
here?
here's the deal, Diane. You got to know this. A&M is like my second least favorite team. So I'm going to all three of those games. And I'm going to all three of the Tennessee games, too, because Tony Vitello's got to know who the big man on campus is.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh. And
yeah.
I want to see him getting into a boxing match.
DVH will win.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with those older
Yeah.
guys. He's got some experience.
He's scrappy.
Exactly.
All right. No concerns with except for rain and lightning. You got, but even the lightning is dropping off dramatically.
Yeah, I know. There's like none.
I know. I knew about Riley's 13th birthday in heaven. So how about that? Good old Riley. All right. Back to Mega Doppler. So the line is pushing in, and this is starting to even fall apart.
It is.
So let's go back to Siloam. I want to show, here's what we can do. Let's do this. Let's keep an eye on that shelf cloud.
Yeah.
So we'll do this.
Let's go to Kessler Mountain.
Okay.
Let's check this out here. I think we got something there in the distance. Is that it rolling in?
That is, but
Gosh, that is trash.
that is
You sure you don't want to lower the grade?
It's gonna be too far away to see it from Kessler, honestly. Because if you go up to Mega Doppler and you can see that Kessler Mountain, that's a ways to the west.
Yeah.
And we're looking at all that rain. I don't think that's happening.
No.
All right, so let's kind of reset, let everybody know what's going on. We've got multiple storms that are coming in, heavy rain. So far, no accidents.
I haven't seen
I-49.
any accidents
Good
yet.
deal.
I got to give a little shout out to the drivers.
Yeah.
They're doing good this morning.
Tomorrow morning might be a different story.
Yeah,
But
probably.
and we'll show you that. But all right, so here's the radar tour. Storms in Benton County. That's it. Weak sauce. Some strong winds, but weak sauce.
Absolute mid.
Yeah, mid sauce.
Yes.
It's like when you get a barbecue and it's not like doesn't have any bite to it. It's just kind of bland.
Dry.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Dry, nasty, bland, no bite barbecue sauce.
Yes.
Which I thought that Dollar Slice Club pizza that had some bite to it.
It did have some bite
I
to
like
it.
that.
Barbecue chicken alert.
All right. By the way, we got so much pizza. I came home and the kids, Cade and his girlfriend and my wife, they had pizza, and I came home and they had like 3 boxes of pizza, and then I brought pizza home from here. So we got enough pizza to feed an army.
I mean, Cade will eat like 4 whole boxes.
Yeah.
So you need to get like 4 others for the other.
But then
folks.
he's finicky though. He'll be like, I don't want leftovers. I'm done. I'm like, what? All right. Will there be any more rumbles of thunder? Absolutely possible.
Yeah.
Yes. No doubt.
Absolutely.
Where was all the wind in Springdale? Was there a pull down? Did I hear that somewhere? I don't know, Channing. I haven't heard about that.
Me neither.
We're starting to get to the wind, but it's just starting to come up.
Could be from non-thunderstorm wind gusts too. I mean,
Oh,
it'll be that strong.
nice. Look at this.
Hey,
Me and you in spotter
nice.
trading. Yeah,
Yes,
very
absolutely. Yeah, she's tuned in. Yeah, she moved in from Florida.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
she
cool.
said that she wasn't used to some of these stronger storms up here in Northwest Arkansas, so she wrote down her live stream. So it's nice to see you
Yeah.
on the live stream.
So yeah, this line that's coming into Lincoln, let's see what we got there. on the line. It's just this thing is weakening.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Nice shelf cloud
There it
there. You
is.
can see it.
That's better.
You can see the shelf cloud. So
That looks better.
and that makes sense because that's where the line is just a little bit more stout. So everybody be watching for those bat country CC drops.
I know. Keep an eye on that in the River Valley.
Yeah, still some more too.
That's
These are
crazy.
weird.
It's so crazy.
There's a lot of them that are showing up. Now that might be terrain. That looks like that could be terrain induced. And not only that, but let me bounce back to that real quick. Mega Doppler. So here's a look at, yeah.
It's a little science lesson though. It's really
Look
cool.
at those little CC drops. So if we look, those are moving. So we know that's not a wind farm. Man, the bats are out like crazy.
I know. Well,
Because if you look,
yeah.
there's no rotation.
Yeah.
But you see that at first, and you see these CC drops, and they look like lowered CC. But then let's see, let's come in, and there's definitely caves around.
There's caves
there.
around here, man.
Yeah.
They're everywhere in that area. That is so cool.
Maybe we should call these the Northwest Arkansas bats instead of the naturals.
I know.
Something.
So many of them. They're showing up and showing out today.
All right, so we work our way south. More lightning in the river valley. Let's see what Fort Smith looks like. This we're not on the air because this is just garden variety thunderstorms at this point.
Yeah.
In Northwest Arkansas. But look, the line's already come through, and that looks pretty tame.
Quite a bit of moderate rain, though, going to be moving on the backside.
Yep.
So got to take it nice and easy on the roadways. Normal problem spots.
But this is why I also wasn't concerned with flooding.
Yeah.
These storms are. This is not going to be flooding.
That's not even training thunderstorms. It's just moderate rain.
No.
That won't do anything.
This is a good question. This is a very good question. The CC drop. So while we're looking at this and the radar, I like to think of correlation coefficient. That's what CC stands for. And when the radar beam is scanning objects in the thunderstorm, it'll detect the width and the height of these objects. So think of it like putting a bunch of ping pong balls in a small box. If the radar is coming around and it scans and it sees a bunch of ping pong balls, all the same size, all of the same shape, so they're basically the same width, the same height, and that would be, circles essentially.
Yep.
And it would know that, hey, all the stuff in this box is the same size. So the correlation would be really high, like almost at a 1.0. So that means you have basically rain. Here's the deal. Raindrops are actually not circular. They are flat like hamburger buns. So when it shows it's very wide and not very tall, all in the same area, that's known as rain. So if we go to the CC, you can see these colors right here. This is showing very close to 1, and we know that this is just all rain. But as the radar beam gets farther away from the radar, it has tough time seeing exactly what's going on in the storm. So I think the best analogy of this is like a school of fish.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, I take
That's
that back.
spectrum width.
That's spectrum width.
Yeah.
So now let's say I've got in this box, Jacqueline, we've got ping pong ball, we've got a hockey stick,
Oh, yeah.
we've got a pickleball paddle, pickleball ball, and then maybe some pieces of paper.
And Baja Blast can.
Oh, Baja Blast cans. All right, I got that. So now you got the storm that the radar that's scanning around and it sees in this box, there's a bunch of objects that are of different width and different height. So now it's going, oh, wait a minute. This is a very low correlation because all of these objects aren't the same width and the same height. They're all different in a small area. So then that would be a lowered CC. And what a CC drop is when it turns blue in our color scale, and that lets the radar know, hey, there is something going on here that is interesting. And so we zoom in on this and you see those lighter blue colors and the darker blue colors. So the radar is detecting that all the stuff in this area is not the same width and same height. So think of bats. When they're flying, You've got some that might be turning this way, some that might be turning this way. Their wings are spread out. And so you're seeing the radar beam that comes back and goes, man, these are all sorts of different sizes and shapes. And at the same time, you also get a lowered reflectivity because the amount of energy that's returned is less over the area. And that's why it shows almost like a lack of rain there. We know there's not a lack of rain there.
Yep.
But the reason that it shows up is because less energy is being reflected back to the radar. Makes perfect sense when you look at it. So that is what ACC drop is it's detecting lowered areas for objects that are different sizes and different shapes in a small area.
Absolutely.
We should make a graphic on that.
I think that would be really cool.
Again, Rudy had some lightning. Yep.
Look at that. Right on cue.
Boom.
The reports and the radar lining up perfectly.
So there's the lightning. Let's look at the line's pretty much falling apart in northwest Arkansas. So that's going to be the end of it. Let's go back to our Lincoln camera and see if the shelf clouds moved in. That's it.
Bunch of rain. Yeah.
Gone.
Just a bunch of rain.
So that's what the CC is, the correlation coefficient drop. We need to make a graphic on that.
I think so.
I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do that.
An Emmy?
Josh is cooking up an Emmy here. He's going to try to win.
I'm going to try.
I think that's awesome.
I'm going to give it a shot.
Well, let's look at Decatur here. So we do have, let's see. Okay, so the actual line. Let me show you the difference here between a stronger part of the storm and a weaker part of the storm. So Decatur, starting to see the line that's moving in.
That is so cool. By the way, Andrea, she talked about the, who was it? Oh, Linda was talking about the lightning in Bella Vista. Bam. Right on cue. Showed up on Mega Doppler. Right there.
There's the lightning.
Good report. We got some storm spotters in the field.
Okay, here's Decatur. There's a shelf cloud that's coming in.
All right, I'll give it a 3.
So there is a shelf cloud. A little bit of a darkening. No enhanced lowerings on there. Now we'll be able to watch this come in. That's how fast it's changing. So let's just do that. Let's just watch this. We're watching the radar closely, but this is approaching the Decatur camera. Now remember, a shelf cloud is a cloud that's sloping away from the precipitation, and it's showing outflow, and there's rain cool there behind it. Pretty decent shelf cloud indicator.
Yep.
A shelf glad. Let's spray it with glad. I think that's a
Nice and
clean
shiny.
spray. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
nice and shiny.
Yeah. All right, let's get our camera off the screen so you can see that.
You don't want to. I always say you don't want to see my mug.
Nope. Now you got all these recording, but that's what I'm looking for too.
Yeah.
Look at how fast this is approaching, though.
Man, I mean, it's booking it. A lot of low level energy.
Now watch you see a bunch of power flashes and a funnel start touching down.
I'm still mic'd up right now.
You are mic'd up.
I'm still ready.
We could go live in an instant.
Exactly.
No, we're not picking on yet.
No.
We're just messing.
We're just messing. The normal stuff.
Yeah, look at that though, starting to come down.
Man, that is one of the fastest moving shelf clouds I'd see.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah.
So here it approaches, and what's wild is this is something interesting. I'm gonna bring our camera back up on the screen just to show you. It's kind of like a car or a train. It looks like it's not moving very fast until it starts getting really, really close to you, and then all of a sudden it just whips right by. So that's exactly what's happening with this. So we'll show you that as it's moving in. What is a shelf cloud and why is it important to see? Really just structure, honestly, Taylor. But a shelf cloud is essentially showing outflow. So you know that the tornado potential is not there. But you know also, too, behind that cloud, because you got the warm, moist air that's flowing up and over that colder, dense air, you know the winds are about to pick up and you know the rain is about to increase, too. Yep. Lasted about 15 seconds. Yes, Shayla, I saw your comment. I will show the QLCS graphic.
Yeah. It's a great graphic. I mean, we've been showing it like a ton of times over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Got to show it at the spotter meeting yesterday.
Yes,
there is.
Big time difference, Bella.
Mhm.
I love the fact that people know that there's a difference and that there is different things. Yeah, the 2023, January 21st shelf cloud was amazing. That was beautiful.
That was the first month I worked here.
Yeah, no, the camera can't go straight up because there's a camera dome, and then that's it. There's the end of your structure.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's all
So,
you get.
so we look at the next camera that's a little bit farther east, and not much.
Nope.
Lincoln, downpour,
Yeah, shelf cloud's already moved through there.
but it hasn't moved through Fayetteville. So guess what? Mount Sequoia, we'll be able to start seeing that off in the distance. Kessler Mountain, nothing really to see. Is that looking east?
That is looking west.
West,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm moving to the west.
So back to our differences. Shelf cloud essentially shows outflow, meaning winds are flowing out away from the storm. That means the tornado potential is a lot less. You have a shelf cloud that is kind of takes up the entire sky. So it really looks like a wall of clouds, but it's not.
But it's not rotating.
No.
Wall cloud is a rotating mesocyclone.
Yeah.
Shelf clouds, like you said, it's a sign of an outflow dominant storm, which is always a great sign. That's
Yeah.
what you want to see to lessen your tornado potential.
So what that means is if you're looking at the storm and it's coming towards you, you're getting wind that's hitting you in the face.
Yep.
That's outflow dominant. A wall cloud, however, is a much smaller feature. It's low to the ground, but instead of it sloping away from the precipitation, it slopes towards the precipitation core. So you've got the tail cloud and you've got different stuff that's sloping towards the precipitation. It maintains its position with respect to the updraft, whereas shelf cloud kind of moves along with the outflow.
Yes.
And then third thing is the wall cloud represents an updraft, not downdraft.
Yes.
So yeah, right now, light wind. Is it fixing to ramp up again? No, that's it.
It's pretty.
And I
much
think this
done.
warning is going to be done in the River Valley too.
This line is pretty much done for our area.
So 2 graphics to make. We got to make a difference between shelf cloud and wall cloud, which we'll do.
Yep.
Correlation coefficient. That is a good graphic to have. Now, there is a tornado watch that's been issued, brand new. I'll show you that, but it's not for us. It's for southern sections of Arkansas. And that makes sense. Guess where the instability is?
Yes. I mean, look at that. I mean, you can't see these storms, obviously, because we're too far away from the radar, but look at how these storms now have considerable tags.
Yeah.
You got tornado warnings, got tornado possible. Those storms in Louisiana and Mississippi are going to be trouble today.
Yeah. All right. So there's 8:15 to 3 o'clock is the tornado watch. That does not include Little Rock. It's just a little south. You got a tornado possible storm. You got a tornado warning. And yeah, I don't have the Shreveport radar loaded up, but anyways, there's the severe thunderstorm watch that goes until 11, but that's not going to last.
It's not going
till
to last
11
much
here.
longer.
Nope.
Nope. Now, north of us in Missouri, that'll be a bit of a different story later today
Yeah.
with those low top supercells.
I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about that.
I mean,
Let's do that. Here's the
Yeah.
deal. You go do Mega Doppler. I'm gonna get some model data set
Yeah.
up here so you can see.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, while Dan gets that set up, we'll take a quick look at Mega Doppler. I'm going to move myself out of the way here, and we'll just take a look at it. But again, if you're just now joining in, these storms are starting to fall apart across northwest Arkansas and in the River Valley too. We think both of these severe thunderstorm warnings are going to be dropping off very soon. This severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for portions of Crawford County will expire at 9:15 a.m. So I don't think they'll extend that one. It looks like this line is falling apart in the River Valley. Again, there could be some gusty winds, even in northwest Arkansas. There'll be some gusty winds as that shelf cloud moves overhead.
Occasional lightning.
Occasional lightning, downpours, but nothing severe. Nothing that's going to cause any issues in terms of tornado potential or widespread severe weather. There will be some issues on the roadways, though. Ponding, I know a lot of problem spots in northwest Arkansas. Garland Avenue, Johnsonville Boulevard, Walton Boulevard, those areas that normally experience ponding. We'll likely see that this morning. So if you're driving on the interstates and highways, make sure you're taking it nice and easy. But so far, Dan, I got to give a little round of applause to the drivers, knock on wood, but they're doing a good job so far. I'm pleasantly surprised right now for Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. But there is some more rain, some stratiform type rain on the backside of the system too. So we'll have some moderate rain for the next couple of hours in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. But yeah, Linda, exactly. No severe weather, but lots of rain. But not even flooding potential either, because you're not talking about these training thunderstorms, these really heavy rainfall rates. It's just going to be more of a steady rain.
That sums it up.
So we move throughout the day today.
All right, let's do a little tour of this system here. I know. Hey, that's my brother calling.
You take that. You take that. I'll go through a little tour right now. So what Dan was about to do is he's about to show you everything along this line here. So again, these storms, the farther north you go, the less instability there is. Now, having said that, we've got a low pressure that's going to be churning through portions of Kansas and Missouri later today. Now, thankfully, Northwest Arkansas won't see this setup, I don't think. But this is what's called a cold core setup. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when Dan gets back over here. But these areas right here are going to see that surface low shift off to the north and east. So what we mean by a cold core setup is that there's a lot of cold air aloft. We're talking like temperatures that are dropping off to minus 20, minus 22, minus 24 degrees Celsius aloft. So you've got a lot of cold air that's streaming along that surface low pressure system. And even though the instability is not very high, when you have that big drop in the temperature so quickly, that's what we call a thermodynamically driven system. And it's going to be one of those setups where the thermodynamics are favorable for tornado potential, because at the surface, you've also got a lot of 0 to 3 kilometer cape. You hear us talk about that a lot. Instability at the lowest level, that will be in place over southwestern Missouri. Will it be in place in northwest Arkansas? Don't think so. Now, Brandon's asking about stratiform rain. How will you have supercells later if you've got stratiform rain? Well, here's the deal, Brandon. Cold core setups, and I just talked about how thermodynamically driven they are. A lot of the times you'll see dry air that noses in, and you're already seeing that here on water vapor. I'm gonna take it to now. Look at all this dry air that's nosing in just off to the north and west of Oklahoma City. You do not need much warming to happen for these cold core setups to take off. You can get rain, and then 1 hour later you get a peak of sunshine, and bam, you get these little low top supercells that develop. This will happen in southwest Missouri today. Now, will they produce tornadoes? That remains to be seen, but there will likely be some low-top supercells in southwest Missouri. Maybe Berry and McDonald County get hit by these too. But I'm thinking more towards, the Joplin area, a little bit farther east along Springfield, Interstate 44. These areas right here will be favored for that. Now, if I go back here to the radar, and we go back a little bit farther to the south here, I'm going to go back to our satellite and radar imagery. These storms that are going on in portions of southern Arkansas are dealing with a lot more instability. A lot more of that 0 to 3 kilometer cape. You've got those line normal storms, and you see how much more intense they are in these areas. These are the areas that are going to have to watch that significant tornado potential as we move throughout the rest of the day today. This is that King Kong QLCS type setup, QLCS tornado maker. There's going to be a lot of those today in northeast Texas, southern Arkansas, central Louisiana, and look at this, even some supercells starting to develop along this boundary in southern Texas, north of Houston. That is going to be trouble towards New Orleans. So, again, we're kind of in between setups here in northwest Arkansas, which is a blessing, right? We've got the more significant tornado potential driven by more warm air, by more of your classic severe weather setup down in northeast Texas, central Louisiana, western Mississippi. But we're also south of the cold core setup as this surface low pressure system starts to swing off to the north and east. Look at all that clearing going on north of Oklahoma City. This right here, once that clearing makes it into eastern Kansas, western Missouri, northeast Oklahoma, that is where your cold core tornado potential will set up. Is northwest Arkansas going to see that? More than likely not, because we don't have that favorable wind profile towards the surface. We got more southwesterly winds over northwest Arkansas, which is not favorable for that. But really dodging a bullet. We don't have to deal with the cold core setup, and we don't have to deal with the classic supercell setup in Louisiana.
What's up, Mark?
So that's what we're looking at right now for Northwest Arkansas. Just plain old regular rain, but look at that. Look at all that cold air.
Yeah.
That's starting to move in on the backside of the system. That's going to be our snow as we move throughout tomorrow morning. So
Oh, man. So my dad broke his neck in
Oh,
two
no.
spots when he fell out of bed, and the doctors say he's paralyzed.
oh no.
Yeah. His heart is pumping, but he's got breathing medication. He's got a breathing tube. And he has an aortic aneurysm that's dissected a little bit, and there's some blood leaking there. And vascular and neuro doctors are there as well. So pretty serious. Man.
Oh man.
Yeah, so my
Yeah, we
dad
need-
broke his neck. I don't know if it was L1 or L2 or what, but it's bad. And my brother was talking about getting a flight to see him, and I think I'll be doing the same here. We're gonna find out the latest. But yeah, thanks for taking through. Obviously, people know that I got up and walked away and talked to my brother on that.
Please pray, everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We really need it.
Pray.
Yes.
I know sometimes when they're that age, 80 plus, things go downhill when they fall, and they break something, and that just a lot of times the bodies don't recover. But my dad is a believer. He is a Christian. He knows the Lord, so I know, after this life he'll be going to a better place. So hopefully I can make it. Now he's got medication. He's sedated right now, so very, very, very scary. Wow.
Praying for
Hey, the more people that know
family.
can send prayers, the better.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
Mm.
God can work miracles,
He can.
including you getting low top supercells, right? In South Central Missouri.
Yeah, absolutely. There was somebody that was asking about the low top supercells, and they say that does that mean guaranteed tornadoes? It doesn't mean guaranteed tornadoes, but they can get very photogenic tornadoes because those storms are well vented.
And someone asked, there's a lot of storms, and there's going to be
Huge.
yeah.
I
It
agree,
is.
Candy Cane Girl.
Yep.
I agree.
I want to look at this real quick. The graph 3 kilometer, because this did a pretty good job. So here's the clearing. Doesn't really do much here.
doesn't.
And rightfully so. I think we still get some rain that develops this afternoon, and it will kind of clear out a little bit. But I think that clearing might be a little slower than previously thought. What do you think?
You can kind of see it though. Already starting to take shape on water vapor a little bit. I mean, again, with these cold core setups, somebody was asking about that too. You only need like an hour or two of clearing.
Yeah.
You don't need. It's not like a normal supercell setup where you need like a bunch of daytime heating.
No.
It just takes 1 or 2 hours and bam, it goes off.
Arcing supercells.
Yep.
And strong 0 to 3 kilometer case.
Very
So
strong. I mean, we're talking 250 in some spots.
let's go back real quick on this line, and I want to show something real fast. So let's go back to on the radar. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to look at this, and we're going to go back to, like, let's say 4 hours ago, and you can see this line a lot more intense. I'm going to switch the radar modes because obviously that's showing precipitation, that's snow, and it is a lot, but there we go.
There it is.
So here is all the tornado warnings that came about from this storm, and you're going to see very intense, impressive line. And there's all the tornado warnings. So first of all, you're going to notice that this is a balanced area, but at the same time, there's low-level instability. And the low-level instability is key to bringing tornado potential. So for those that have not seen the QLCS tornado graphic, I am going to bring that up because I want to show you what's essentially going on with that and why those storms produce tornadoes. So this is called the QLCS, quasi-linear convective system. Now, this was a radar capture from October 21st, 2019, a very notorious QLCS tornado event. But here's what we've got to determine tornado potential. you got to look at what's called a balanced or slightly shear dominant area of the updraft downdraft convergence zone. So, in short, a UDCZ. The UDCZ is an area that's either along or ahead or behind of the line of storms. When it's cold pool dominant, that UDCZ is out ahead of it. When it's shear dominant, the UDCZ is a little behind the line. And then when it's balanced, it's kind of right on there. Well, if we go back to the radar, you saw the amount of tornado warnings. It was a balanced UDCZ.
Absolutely.
But there's other ingredients.
Got to have the other ones, though. Yep.
So let's first of all take a look at the cold pool. And when we talk about balanced, what do we mean by that? Well, here is a look at a QLCS that's moving in. And you'll notice that we've got that line that shows up. And that line is basically translated down to the ground. That is the updraft, downdraft convergence zone. The next thing that you want to do with this is you want to find the 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is those winds that are going to be translating from west to east with a thunderstorm will create wind shear. So if you look, the low levels of the atmosphere, the arrow is a little shorter. And as you get up, the arrow's stronger. So this is going to create a horizontal roll in the environment. This is known as the shear rotor, and that's the environmental vorticity. So that's the rotation that's in the lowest levels. This is called essentially a vortex tube that's near the surface, all right, a horizontal shear rotor. So this is what the 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear does. That spin has to be a certain speed, and it has to be at least 30 knots.
Yep.
In order for that
That's
speed.
the minimum.
Yes. So now, on the backside of the storm, we talked about a shelf cloud. A shelf cloud is associated with outflow, kind of like what you see here. And the QLCS has something called the cold pool. And so the cold pool is rain-cooled air that's descending out ahead of the storm. Sometimes it's right on it. But you'll see that rotor has a different type of spin to it. That is a counterclockwise spin. And if you notice with the cold pool rotor, if it's spinning faster than the environmental shear rotor, well, what's that called? Cold pool dominant. And your storm is actually updraft to the back and to the left. So this is known as rearward leaning storms. And so your tornado development is not going to be quite as likely. So this is why in a cold pool dominant, we're not going to see tornado potential. Right now, we have a gust front that's basically right out ahead of the storm. So we're pretty much cold pool dominant all the way through. But we're also lacking another ingredient. So that's the cold pool dominant area where the rotor of the cold pool is spinning faster than the environmental shear. All right, let's look at a different part of the QLCS, the shear dominant region. So let's zip up to that, and you'll notice this UDCZ, I see a lot more rain and storms.
Yeah.
Now the shear rotor is spinning faster than the cold pool rotor. So the cold pool is weaker because it hasn't surged out ahead of the storm yet. And you're going to notice that that cold pool rotor is spinning slower. So if we have an updraft in this, guess which way that's going to be? Forward leaning, because the shear rotor is going to pull the storm to the east, essentially. Typically, this is on a west to east view. But that will be a forward leaning updraft. Tornado development is still possible, but not likely. So that's when the shear rotor is stronger. It's spinning faster than the cold pool rotor. So still an area to watch, but not necessarily the most likely area for tornadoes. So now the last thing that you want to look at is ingredient number 3 is surges in the bows along the line of storms. Why is that important? Because that can cause that UDCZ to line up with the leading edge of the storm. Now you have the potential for not only a balanced UDCZ, but you also have rising motion. So let's show you how that plays a role into it. So now we're zipping into the balanced area. And the balanced area is where that area for tornadoes happened on October 21st, 2019.
Yep.
So here we've got rain and we've got shear. And if you'll notice, they're both basically the same speed. So this is a balanced region.
Yep.
And if I had Zach and I had a great analogy. The combine was not too long ago,
Oh
right?
yeah, the NFL Combine.
So
yes.
when you're doing catching drills without a quarterback, what do they use? They use those
Like a
things
pitching
that
machine.
have pitching machines, right?
Yeah.
And which way are the rotors spinning?
Opposite directions, so that you get more speed.
And the same speed.
Yes.
If one's spinning a little faster, your ball's going to go crazy. Yeah.
exactly.
But if they're both spinning the same speed, they're all going to shoot out straight. Well, think of that going up. So we've got the cold pool rotor and the shear rotor that takes that cold pool. Yeah, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. And it's going to cause that cold pool to be erased. This is called constructive interference. There's destructive interference, but this is constructive interference, meaning you got two shears. Those are starting to pull basically that cold pool up. Now, at the same time, you got to have one more ingredient, and that is the 0 to 3 kilometer cape. So this is the instability. This is the buoyancy of the air in the lowest 0 to 3 kilometers. Got a nice shelf cloud in Bentonville. I'll show you that coming up here real quick. But what that does is that takes this streamwise vorticity that's already spinning from the rear inflow jet. Because of the way the environmental shear is aloft, it's creating a spin. That spin gets pulled down, and then it gets tilted back up to the into the air because of that 0 to 3 kilometer low level instability, which causes tilting and stretching. And then that is where you have a balanced shear regime. So this is why you have cold pool rotor and the shear rotor spinning the same speed. Those updrafts tend to be straight upright. And this is basically where the area for tornadoes will develop. And guess what? That's exactly what happened with a lot of tornado warnings.
Especially in our area.
Just to the west.
Yep.
For today.
For today, yes.
Now, back to the shelf cloud. Look at this.
Square.
Oh, yeah, the Bentonville Square.
Now, this is actually the best view.
There you go.
That's nice.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Pinnacle is pouring. It's about to really be pouring because it hasn't quite had the line. So, anyways, we go back real quick and we'll show you some more. But that's the most likely area for tornadoes is in the balanced region because you got those three ingredients. The balanced UDCZ, which means that your shear rotor and cold pool rotor will be spinning the same speed along, horizontally along the ground. The 0 to 3 kilometer bulk shear, that means that shear rotor is strong enough. And then look for surges along the line of the bow. So there you go.
Elite graphic.
There you go.
Shelf
Several
cloud.
areas. Look at Bella Vista too.
Dang, Bella Vista cooking.
But it still doesn't have the awesome color and structure and the cloud fragments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Look at the Graduate Hotel too. Here comes the shelf cloud.
Right overhead.
Fast that's moving.
Bye.
Whoa, man, that thing is cooking.
Bye-bye.
Yep. My goodness, that is
Those
moving.
winds are whipping right there.
But it's not severe.
It's not
In
severe.
fact, the entire line has lost its severe.
Not even in the river valley.
Bella Vista just got dumped on.
What did Alex Hall say about snow? It's puking snow in Lincoln.
Yeah,
That might be my favorite way to describe it.
Yeah.
Puking snow.
There's the shelf cloud coming into Bentonville or Bella Vista. There's the Bentonville Square. Look at that. It's already approaching. So what are we seeing? Let's go to the radar here and I'll show you. Because there's really not much else to see. So we'll work our way up and down the line, and then I think we're going to end this live stream.
So too.
Someone's got to get out to Missouri.
I do indeed.
Yeah.
I don't. Is Gilday going to join me?
You got to call
I'm
him.
gonna call him up. I hope he does.
Man, maybe puking snow overnight, Alex.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, you need to send him an update on the storm spotter meeting.
I do indeed. Yes, Alex,
Yeah.
I got your message.
We got you.
We got you covered, brother. A lot of good stuff.
Winds
to
are
be
picking
excited
up
about.
here. I can hear them.
Yep.
But there's the line as it comes through. Fayetteville, look at how the line's a lot weaker.
It is.
So the 0 to 3 kilometer cape lacking.
Yep.
Cold pool rotor, shear rotor, it's all a conglomerated mess now.
Destructive.
Destructive interference. Yeah.
Which is funny because when you hear destructive, right, you may think, okay, is that like a destructive thunderstorm? But
Yeah.
what we mean by destructive interference, it's destructive for the storm
Yeah.
and its strength. Constructive, when we're talking about a storm organization, that's not good because that means it's getting its act together,
Mhm.
and that means it's about to produce a tornado.
How about that for a view? That's the
Yeah.
best view of the day
Wow.
right there.
What a cloud!
Just a solid
Man.
cloud.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 structure.
That's what it is like in some of those HP supercells in Arkansas.
That's Dixie Alley right there.
Yep.
Hey, by the way, I told Peyton this yesterday. I'm never chasing Dixie Alley again.
Oh yeah.
I made up my mind. I'm never going to do it again.
All right.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
But
Look at that rain in
Yeah.
Huntsville. It's coming down.
it is
So
coming down.
no chance this intensifies.
Nope.
It's done.
Now in Southwest Missouri, those low top cells will intensify.
And I knew this was going to do it, but I
Yeah.
had to get in here to watch it. So anyway,
Just in case, you never know.
Yep.
Never know. I mean, it was balanced. That wasn't the issue.
Yeah.
We had that ingredient.
look at that. Just all stratiform rain. Now watch how fast that back edge of the rain is starting to move out.
I like it.
Nice little dry slot coming.
Yeah. Little dry punch. Oh yeah.
Now is it the dry punch or is it dry slot?
I would say that is dry slot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But dry slot, dry punch. You need that for your low
The
top
clear
supercells.
slot.
Yep. Yep. It's gonna develop right on the leading edge of that
Yeah. If that clears out.
if it clears out.
And I think it will.
I do too.
Let's look at the VisSat here real quick. We'll let that load. Oh yeah. That clearing is happening.
It's gonna do it, dude.
And there's going to be so much energy. Look at all the wraparound on the
Yes.
snow. And oh, look at that. That's actually turned to snow, but then it's also rain at the same time. So that
Yeah.
shows you the temperatures are just going to be borderline.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably have the newest HRRR too. Let's look at the snow.
Look at that.
Yeah. A lot less though.
Yep.
Comes in, temperatures aren't quite as cold, but it does stick around a little longer, maybe 7 a.m.
Yep.
Starting to change over right around midnight tonight.
Right around midnight. I think between 12 a.m. to 6 a.m.
And then do you have
I had the HRRR snow totals pulled up this morning.
let's see that on the extended local?
It did increase.
Oh, it did.
But I said to take off about an inch on
Yep.
top of that with the temperatures.
Yep.
But the snowfall rates, again, it could be heavy enough.
Why did it? Oh, here was this. Is it okay to walk around the neighborhood? Yeah. I think you're going to have amazing weather. In fact, I think it clears out.
Yeah.
I know.
Won't
I'm
be-
ready for spring. Tomorrow's going to be just terrible. Though.
Yeah, I know.
Wind chills in the upper teens.
I'll see you at Baum Walker. They have a game tomorrow against ULM, 3 p.m.
All right. Well, I got to work.
That
stinks.
Yeah. But,
Um,
dude, it's like a report.
that's crazy though. That's a lot of.
It increased.
Look at that.
I saw that uptrend on air today on my final forecast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's quicker, but let's see what else we got on different models.
It's going to be all over the place, I bet. No? Well, European's not as bullish.
Nope.
But the
GFS.
is.
Wow. I mean, I definitely think the wraparound happens. There's
Me
no
too.
doubt that there's going to be wraparound precipitation.
Reduced
But-
visibility for sure.
But that's it. I think we can shut down this stream.
Think so, too.
Like I said, I don't know what my future is going to be in terms of the next few days. You might not see me here, and that's obviously because attending to see my dad. Hope he pulls through this. So
And just be praying, everybody.
we're getting snow tonight.
Yes.
We're getting snow tonight. It is going to happen, I think. That's it. Shelf clouds moving east. Huntsville, you'll still get some heavy rain, and this is some heavy rain, no doubt about that. Any accidents on I-49?
I haven't seen any. Northwest Arkansas. Keep it up.
Bella Vista. This is Cooper Elementary, which, by the way, want me to go there to give a weather talk. I have so many schools that I want to go to. I just need more hours in the day.
Oh, you got to balance it
to
out.
make it happen.
Yeah.
Linda, there it is. Weather camera raining pretty hard. Yeah. Depends on where you're at in Bella Vista. Now the line has already come through. So it's not as heavy. But eastern Bella Vista, if we look at P Ridge, you can probably still see the shelf cloud.
Yeah.
Look at
There you
those
go.
clouds.
It's booking it, man.
Man, those clouds are moving. My goodness.
It's like a racetrack.
And see, if we had supercells today,
Dude,
it would be rough.
we dodged the bullet.
We have a lot of shear.
Yes.
It would be a really rough morning.
Yes. Dodged a huge bullet. We'll take it.
It's fun. I always love huge bullet because bullets are about the same size. You know,
Right.
none of them
I mean, I
are
guess
really
you could be like a
super big.
sniper.
You know, you could be on Mario Kart Wii and you dodge that bullet.
Oh, yeah, Bullet Bill.
Comes zipping by.
Dude, there's some-
that is a big bullet that you dodge. But I guess there's
yeah,
rifles that have big
like
bullets and
snipers.
stuff. Yeah.
Snipers have bigger bullets and stuff
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
You know, there's people on Mario Kart who do some crazy strategies with those bullet bills. Like they'll get the bullet bill, they'll be in the back intentionally, and they'll wait till the final lap, get into like 5th or 6th place, and then
Uh-huh.
use it at the very end to win. Every
Yeah,
time.
I know.
I'm like, oh my god, it's big brain.
I like holding a red shell, and then if I'm driving against my kids and their link, I'm
Man.
like, you are the weakest link.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
And throw the shell, and then they get hit, and they're like,
Goes,
ah!
"Rah!" He does his little grunt.
I love that. That's so
Yes.
funny. No, we probably won't be doing another live this morning because the storms are out of
No
here.
need.
But later on tonight for the wraparound, and if there's any isolated cells that develop under the cold core, 50 caliber is a big bullet.
Yes.
We'll be doing a live update. We'll let you know about that. So, yeah, 50 caliber is that's a big fat bullet. So I guess we're dodging a 50 caliber bullet.
Pretty much. It's the best way to describe it.
My stepdad used to have a 44 Magnum, big,
Whoa.
huge handgun, heavy as heck. It was a revolver, and it had a 44.
Holy cow.
That thing would kick like a mule. And
This-
it was loud too.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was a
goodness.
revolver, 6-shot revolver.
Whew.
All right. Well, tornadoes are confirmed in Louisiana.
That will happen all day today. I'm telling you, that's going to be a QLCS factory.
Yep.
Look at that. There's not even severe thunderstorm warnings in central Arkansas.
But look at how that's balanced and it's moving east. Of course, you don't see it on the radar. Let's do that. Let's switch.
Yeah, sure.
Real quick.
A quick little view.
So just loading up the radar. Look at that.
Wow.
Totally balanced, much stronger.
Holy cow.
And now you get to see the circulation right there. So,
See the CC drop for people who want to see the CC?
yep, let's look at it. So we know that it's radar observed, right?
Radar indicated.
Confirmed.
Yep,
Okay.
Confirmed, yes.
So we look right here. Let's go back a little bit in time. There it is.
Yep.
So let me load it up.
PTDS pick it up? I bet it did.
Yep.
Yep.
There it
See.
is.
That product is so good.
Yeah, it is.
Woo.
Let's go back here. Look at that. You got the nub. You got 0 to 3 kilometer line normal, rising motion. And look at how fast they develop too. Boom, right there.
It's-
North Highlands. So
it's
that's
crazy.
what was hit. And you go here, there's the CC drop, and then look, it's basically gone. Just
That's how
one
quickly they do
image.
it. That's how quickly they do it.
But that was it. Touches down, does the damage, and then moves out. And it's probably not even on the ground anymore.
Nope.
Even though it shows it's confirmed, it's gone.
But I bet there'll be more all day.
But notice how that is the line that's the most intense, because that's where your cold pool rotor, right here, your shear rotor here. Remember, we're looking at a top view. And then that descending rear inflow jet comes ripping in. You can see, look at the descending reflectivity core. So you know that's nudging in. Also, too, there's some radar shading that's going on because it loses its. Just joining in. Oh, well, that's a bad time to join in, Della.
Yeah.
But this is in Shreveport.
Yeah, not in
So,
our area.
no, basically Shreveport, Louisiana had a confirmed tornado in your North Highlands. There's the radar beam. And by the way, the radar dome not the radar beam, but that height of the beam was only 318 feet above the ground. That's extremely
That
low.
is extremely low. Yeah.
But here, if we go to the PTDS and we look at the height, you can see how it was dropping off. So we look, tornado definition, EF0, EF1.
Yep. Right over that community.
Mainly EF0.
Yeah.
So just a real quick spin up.
Hopefully that continues throughout the day.
All righty, guys. So that does it. That
Yeah.
sums up everything.
Yes.
We've already had everything that we've covered, and God bless.
Absolutely.
Have a good one,
Keep praying.
and good luck,
Yes.
Jason. We'll,
Yes.
we'll be in touch. We'll let you know what's going on. Our weather team will keep you up to date. I'll update the live blog, and you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching. God bless, and have a great rest of your Tuesday. Be safe.